it, but
Fuck it, we'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live.
like they say,
Do it live.
when you mess up, no script, the show must go on, right?
The show must continue.
Must go on. Come on, man.
Here it is.
Fucking thing sucks.
Hey, welcome to Conspiracy Dummy, the conspiracy podcast that hears the secrets that you keep when you're talking in your sleep.
No.
What the fuck?
That's
I am your host, Double D.
That's a song from the 80s, but I digress.
Yeah. I just do different intros all the time, bro. You know
That's
that.
like saying, I wear my sunglasses at night, so you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You can say something
We
like that.
can say something like that.
You can.
Well, you know, it does tie in because you can't see open the arc or anything.
All right. I am your host, Double D. Joining me on the podcast, we have Dino Ryder, and we might have some other guests be coming in later.
Once again, on this one, I guess it's going to be, if it's lacking any facts, folks, it's because we already have talked about this subject. But Danny wants to talk about, all of a sudden, the appearance of what?
There's a lot. Hold on. Let me just, what the fuck? You threw me the hell off. What was that? Yeah. Well, we got a lot, man. There's a lot.
No, the reason I said that because we have talked about the subject at hand.
But I'm gonna get into that later.
All
I'm
right.
not gonna just go.
We have talked about the subject, and so if it seems like it's a rehash, guys.
No, there's not. It's this is new shit. This is new shit coming out, like new shit.
Why? Tell us all about it.
Okay. So, hey,
Read all about it. Lay down some facts about the subject at hand.
Yeah, we got a lot, man. A lot of fucking shit to talk about, man. Of an episode. Yeah.
Opinions at hand.
Yeah, everything. We're going to spit some facts too, bro. Shit.
But this is all you, bro. This is all you.
Yeah, well, how you been, first of all? Good? Everything's
been good? Welcoming the spring. And as a Christian, may I add, it's good to hear about people, actual Christians, caring about not the Easter bunny or the eggs hid in the trees, is the fact that Jesus resurrected around this time. People, let's not forget the real message.
Ishtar?
Never mind.
Well, I don't know.
Read the paper because you.
Okay, yeah. Okay, well,
Dude,
hey, how do you like this background right here, bro? It's pretty cool, no? Got the fucking Eternia, bro.
Yeah, I wish, you know how sometimes I kid you about not having, I don't like being on video, but on these occasions, I think he got a new background of Saturn.
Yeah.
And his Masters of the Universe action figures in the front.
Yeah, you got the dark
while
cube on top.
Saturn in the background. It actually looks pretty cool to me.
You got the dark cube on the top of it.
But it's a sight to behold, folks. I guess he's...
What do you think about space, man? Is it real or is it gay and fake? What do you think?
You mean like the planets and stuff like that?
Is space real? What do you think?
Well, we are space. We're holding space. You are holding space right now.
Everything's in
now,
space.
when it gets to EMC squared, I don't know all about that, but
yeah.
In the Bible says, bro, that Jesus created out of nothing something, so there's something there, and it's called space. I can't explain it, but
what's your thoughts about them astronauts, bro, that got saved? Like a few weeks ago, I think. Wow, it's been
I don't know what you're talking about.
You didn't hear about them, those
sir.
astronauts that were stuck in space and shit?
And they got saved with holy water? Is that what you're talking about?
They got saved by Elon, bro, in SpaceX.
Oh, I thought you were talking about saved, because when I think of when you're saying they got saved, it's yeah, like get in the water and repent. But no, dude, I don't know. Talk about it. I never enlighten me, I guess.
Well, there were some astronauts that went up there, I think, a few months back. No, it's like back last year, bro, like in July or something like that.
Oh, it's like a year ago?
Yeah, and then it became like a whole political thing because they got stuck up there. NASA couldn't get them and shit. And then Elon says like, hey, you know, we go up there a lot to do some satellite repairs or something like that. And they're like, we can get them. And then people at the time were like the Democrats or whoever, they were just like, nah, you know, like, we can't have this dude do this because it's gonna, like, at the time, because this is like that little, when Elon started joining forces with Trump and shit, I think, you know? So they're like, nah, dude, we can't have this guy be like the hero and shit. This is gonna help them, you know what I mean, win the election. So they just left it alone, bro. They left those guys up in space.
Let me ask you this: what were they doing in space in the first place?
Well, I don't know, man. Some people think that's not even real. Like they faked it all. There's like a whole bunch of shit, bro. I went
Just
down
like
a
they
rabbit
faked
hole.
the moon.
Well,
the
could
moon
be,
landing.
man. Yeah, because you can see these photos with this lady, bro. She looks like the bride of Frankenstein with her hair just like straight the fuck up, like she got shocked by electricity or something, right?
And Elon Musk was their savior.
Well, yeah, that. But then I'm just saying, there's some photos like that. But when you see people in those videos when they're like in space and it's like no gravity and shit, their hair's like fluid. It's like they're in water, not just. Well, anyways, I digress. But there's a lot of shit if you go down those rabbit holes, bro.
I did not hear about that, but
fake videos.
So supposedly what did he do to rescue them?
Well, he went to go pick them up recently, bro, and then they came back. The whole video too it's shot. It shows them. I guess there's a video of them going to get them and them coming back down, landing in the water, surrounded by dolphins. And some people even think that might be AI generated or some shit, but I don't know, man.
Surrounded by doubt. You just had to throw that in, right?
Well, dude,
they just had to throw it in to make it like a flipper episode.
Yeah, man. But then the dude, I don't know, bro. It's just, it makes you think, bro. Like, well, anyways.
You know what it reminds me of?
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about this, but did you hear probably a year ago or probably 2 years ago?
Yeah.
About this group of scientists, if you want to call them, but I call them dumb because they went in the ocean.
Mad scientists.
Yeah, that's what you can call it, because if you have to be that mad to get in a little bitty submarine that some idiot is navigating through a game joystick, and there were 6 biologists, Marines.
Is that the one that imploded?
Yeah, that is crazy stuff, bro.
I don't even know we talked about that. There's there might be something to it, bro. I don't know.
Is that the same scenario that NASA out of old people, bro, out of old place? If you work for NASA and you get stuck up there and you be like, damn, how the fuck do I get down? Come on now.
Well, NASA said no to them, bro.
What do you mean they said no?
They didn't want to help them out. They got SpaceX to fucking help them out. This is something else, bro.
Well, Elon Musk owns all that.
Yeah,
right. Supposedly, state of the art, all of that.
Yeah. So if he, everything, if he did, kudos to him, man.
I don't know.
We need our astronauts and cosmonauts.
I don't believe that shit. If it did happen, that's a good reproduction. Just like,
well, we're getting ready to go to Mars, bro. Get ready. You should sign up. Be the first fucking person to go and shit. Would you do that if they did?
I would not be that dumb to do that.
Well, other than that, bro, a lot of files are coming out. They got the JFK files, and what do you know, bro? What do you know? Who shot you? There's really, when it comes down to this shit, bro, there's really not a definitive answer of who or what, you know what I mean? It's kind of like what we all thought it was. You got like secret agencies in there, CIA, Mossad, maybe LBJ, fucking the mafia, cartels, you know what I mean? Fucking Cuba. There's all this shit, bro. It could be a whole bunch of shit.
Cuba.
Because at the time too, they were just trying to they were going at it with Cuba, bro. And the Bay of Pigs and all that shit. And I think there was just all this like secretive shit going on. And I don't think fucking JFK liked it. I think he wanted to dismantle the fucking CIA, bro. He's quoted saying some shit, I forgot, but I think that was a threat.
He was against the CIA.
Yeah, he was against it. And then also, the fucking Mossad too, I guess, man. Like there's shit going down. I don't know, man. Israel's probably involved. The Britain is probably involved. The banks and shit.
And it ties in with all the mystery around his
Federal Reserve.
How they shot him. Like in the beginning, you know how the CIA was trying to say it was one person. Yeah. Then they were saying it was 2. Now they're saying it's 3.
Oh yeah, no.
And there's like certain vegetation blocking the murderer.
That's so funny, bro. Because the term conspiracy theorist was coined by the government or the CIA or whoever at the time, maybe journalists, I don't know. It was coined at the time of the event, right? Because there was an alternative narrative that was going around and they wanted to put a stop to it. To think that the name that they made up for some people that were right all along, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. It's like a full circle event, dude. Like, we were right. The conspiracy theorists were right.
JFK supposedly he did his terms before he got murdered, right? I'm just asking this.
Well, shit, I don't
Did he
know.
finish his term?
No, I don't think so, bro.
He didn't finish his term, right?
Nah, it was just getting too deep, and then, he was getting caught up in a lot of shit, bro, with Marilyn Monroe, the mafia.
I don't think that had nothing to do with it. That's his personal life, but I think the thing that he stood for was the things that actually was his downfall. Look at what they what's his name? Martin Luther King died for standing up for people's rights.
Yeah.
Basic
same thing, FBI.
Exactly.
It's all these secret agencies that are probably behind all this shit, bro. They're help shaping the culture or whatever.
The Freemasons.
Maybe it goes back to them fucks too. The Illuminati. Let's call them out, bro. I don't know.
Freemasons, because them people
reptilians and shit.
I guess that stems from them. I guess because how they say in the Freemasons since the beginning of the colonization era,
yeah,
they were already planning how they were gonna run the joint and everything.
Yeah, bro. Like thinking about Freemasons. Do you hear about all that shit that's going down with the fucking pyramid and shit? All the stuff that they're finding underneath.
No, I haven't looked into that.
No, well, I'll probably get somebody on later to talk about it. But they found, like, I think structures, bro, like a whole fucking city underneath, bro. Some crazy shit's going on, bro. And it makes me question, what the fuck is all this shit just coming about all of a sudden? Or is it like a smoke screen? Because you got the city that's being found underneath the pyramid, which I'll probably talk. I'll probably do a whole nother show on it later. I don't know.
When you say
pyramids, I should say.
Pyramids,
yeah,
the Giza one.
Giza pyramids.
So we're talking about the whole peripheral, that whole section when you see all of these pyramids.
Yeah, those 3 pyramids
under there.
I think it's the second one, the one in the middle. I think all of them really. They did some LiDAR detections, like some scientists from Italy, right? And it shows scanning the ground, and it shows these pillars going like fucking feet deep, bro. Like I don't want to say miles, but it's deep as fuck. You know what I mean? And it's connected to these other chambers and shit. But these pillars that go, like what you just see, looks like it has like these coils going around it. So either it's like some machine or some shit, or it's like a stairwell leading to something, bro. Some secret.
Well, you know, like in the 1920s. Yeah. Around that time when they first started excavating, right? Mm-hmm. All those, the Pharaoh, Tutankhamun, and all this.
The fuck, 1920? Oh, for the
when they started excavating, the archaeologists.
Yeah.
If I'm not an expert.
Give or take, around that time. Yeah.
Circa.
Yeah.
So around that time, they found a shaft in one of the biggest. I think it's the one in the Giza, the biggest pyramid.
Yeah.
They found a long shaft going down the middle of the pyramid.
You said shaft. But then go ahead.
I know. See, I just knew it.
I'm just kidding. Go.
I knew it. I knew as I said it. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes, folks. We can never have a conversation.
All right, then go ahead,
because your mind is always on it.
Never mind,
your mind is always on it, bro.
No, not on that shit. Okay, go ahead.
Your mind is always on it. I see it. Like,
all right, then.
Only that would trigger it. Nature of the beast, folks. Nature of the beast.
All right.
Okay. But yeah, you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
There's documentaries, and Nova got a good one talking about that. This goes from the top to the bottom, and it aligns with Orion, the constellation,
yeah,
the North Star, Polaris,
yeah,
and it aligns with these constellations. So yes, from that point of view, yes, I believe it, because they've been finding these chambers, hollow chambers, rooms that
they've been saying it forever, bro. There was this guy named Edgar Casey that called it. I think he might have said it for the Sphinx. Then there might be some shit underneath that too. Who knows? But I think there's like a whole connection, like a network of things, bro. People are saying cities, bro. Like it's some underground. Hold on, just say real quick that there was another theory, and I saw it somewhere the other day, that these things that are now buried, right, and the pyramids were buried at one time too, right? The Sphinx was buried. They had to maintain it, but like the thing is, these things probably stood like a skyscraper. The pyramids were like the top of a skyscraper, like the bottom of it, the whole pillars. Like was exposed at one time,
and all we're seeing is the sediment, the sand that makes it seem is just like one
covered it in time.
Think about it like, let's say the towers.
It's like the heads of fucking Easter Island. You know how we thought like, oh, like these fuckers, these big heads and shit. When they started digging, they end up finding out they're like fucking bodies and shit.
It's like if we had the Twin Towers. Imagine the biggest flood that you ever have, and all we see are the top buildings, right? Like the top few floors.
Yeah.
But instead of having the waters, those are sands.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom you have chambers.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. That's why they call it like a tower.
36 chambers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like the Washington Monument, you know, how it has the triangle on top.
Yeah.
And it's just like an antenna, right?
Yeah. All those shit's like mimic from all like
Antenna.
Like, took it from the
Yeah. So in a way, yeah, it's meant to absorb energy, bring energy, right? Like an antenna type thing.
Mm-hmm. It could be, but the thing that it could be some machine. It could have been used to like harness free energy for the whole fucking world. And maybe that's the reason why we have pyramids everywhere. Like if they probably did some more fucking digging or research in these areas, if they start doing what they did there, then we might find out that's what these things are for.
Tesla, the guy Tesla
knew
what's up. He knew what's up with the pyramid. That he knows that every angle. That's why they have a pyramid. A pyramid has many angles. 1, 2, 3. Has it 4?
1, 2, 3, 4.
But the 5, right?
Yeah.
So he knew that particular angles geometry is like it creates energy.
Yeah.
Tesla knew that. The other smart guy, MC squared.
Albert Einstein, maybe. Yeah. I don't know too much about that,
squared.
Dude.
They knew all of this.
Tesla, I think he did.
Yeah,
I think he knew some shit, but I don't know, man. It's just that was, like I said, they got that shit going on, all that shit, right? And then at the same time, all the CIA documents are coming out that says, or it reveals that psychic spying on the Ark of the Covenant happened back in 1988 and shit. So they got these like, I don't know, it's probably like some MK Ultra shit. You know what I mean? They got these dudes, these people, because some, I think they're like numbers.
But there's an actual document on
Project
that.
Monarch shit.
Well, there's an actual document, isn't there? Am I mistaken?
Yeah. No, there's a document talking about it's this thing that's. Have you seen this shit, bro? There's a movie called Men Who Stare at Goats. If you haven't,
I've heard
check it out.
I've heard the title, but what is it about?
It's like about back in that time, bro. That they were experimenting with all this like all the phenomenon, like all this crazy, like, because they thought, dude, like the United States thought, like, if all this shit is real, like the supernatural shit, we don't want our enemies doing it or getting an upper hand, because they've been doing it, you know, like the Nazis and shit like that. We don't want these people to like look into all this like dark occult shit or all this, let's just say magic. I don't know what the fuck a better word for it, bro.
Scriptures.
If it's real,
think of it like
real,
think
right?
of it like the Book of Enoch.
Well,
there's certain things that were kept away from those writings. Those
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's all this hidden knowledge.
And then I believe there's stuff in there that people don't even know about.
Yeah.
And when you read it, it's like the supernatural. You're not gonna believe it until.
Who knows what they know? The powers that be, right? Who knows? I'm pretty sure they have all the fucking knowledge there is.
It's like the air is there. Can we see air? No, but can we see what it does and hear it? Yes. So that's supernatural by itself.
Yeah. So
who knows?
Well, the CIA, they were doing this fucking testing and shit, and they got these people to what they call remote viewing, right? They did some like astral projection kind of shit where you get your like consciousness to be relocated somewhere else, longitude, latitude. Like,
and this was done in what year, you said?
Back in 1988. Yeah, December 5th, 1988. So I guess this one guy, number 32, had an interesting.
But you forgot. Let me just add this, right?
Yeah.
The CIA used psychic to locate the Ark of the Covenant. And this is what I saw, and this is what you sent me, right?
Yeah.
For the people listening. CIA used psychic to locate the Ark of the Covenant. Using a psychic, unclassified document claims that in 1988 they did the study that you just said, first session of coordinate remote viewing.
Yeah, it was called Project Sunstreak.
Oh wow!
So they had a name for it.
So it's a process in where the psychic uses a technique to transcend time and space, to see or perceive people, places, or objects without them not being there, like a vision, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So like they had there's some documents that released. So I think this is like a 2000 release, right? And this is showing back on date of December 5th, 1988, when there was like a fucking, let's just say a guinea pig of theirs, number 32.
I read it was 32.
Yeah, number 32. Target is a container. So this is, I guess he's having this. They got him to remote view and look for this item, which happens to be the Ark of the Covenant. Right?
People like think of Professor X a la,
exactly, some X-Men shit.
Yeah, like that type.
Yeah.
A la X-Men.
A la X-Men. Target is a container. This container has another container inside of it. The target is fashioned of wood, gold, and silver.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The target is similar in shape to a coffin. And is decorated with
cherubim.
Seraphim. What's that?
The seraphim.
What the fuck is that?
They're like they're angelic beings with wings.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Those things like from the
cherubim,
the never-ending story. Those, yeah. Okay.
No,
the angels.
First of all, okay, let me say something.
Yeah.
When and this is a public service announcement.
What's up?
When we talk about things like the covenant, and we talk about things about the ark, we don't say like whatever you just said. It's the other way around.
Okay,
they copied it from the actual scriptures. Get it correct.
The never-ending
story stole it from the scriptures.
Okay, fucking betray you. All right then.
Okay.
All right.
That was so sad when the horse died. Dude, I still remember that shit.
That's a dope fucking movie.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
You sent that song when he's riding the white dragon.
Yeah.
And he's like, yay. I remember, dude, me and my cousins, that was like our favorite part. But yeah, that scene with the horse.
That's what those things are, though. Okay, yeah.
No, they're not dragons.
Not dragons. I'm talking about the angels. Those things that there's a scene.
Angelic beings. With wings.
When they zap you. You remember that part? Okay, whatever. We're getting off this topic. This target is located somewhere in the Middle East, and the language spoken by individuals present seem to be Arabic. So this person's saying, like, I see it, it's here. There's people, located in the Middle East, which a lot of people were saying it was in Ethiopia, and maybe that's probably like who knows? Maybe people try to like fool people. You know, I know we're getting close to April Fools and shit, so a lot of this shit's probably coming out.
Oh, is that why you're doing this?
No, not really.
April Fools? Is that why you brought me in here for?
No.
April Fools?
There's no, dude.
That's what it is. You probably is stupid shit.
Maybe I should fucking.
That's what it sounds like.
This whole fucking episode is fucking April Fools, probably. Who knows? But I'm saying, bro, this thing.
Viewer 32 is still seeing the visions.
The target is located somewhere in the Middle East and has language spoken individuals presented to seem to be Arabic. Visuals surrounding the buildings indicate the presence of mosque domes. So it might be the Dome of the Rock or something right there in Jerusalem or something.
That's that big church, right?
Yeah, I think
the temple
with the gold top.
Temple, yeah.
So individuals in the area were clothed in virtually all white, had black hair and dark eyes. One figure I homed in on wore a mustache, similar to yours, bro.
Oh, so he's human.
Yeah, well, the person, the person, that's in the area.
That's
right?
funny.
But hold on, we're gonna get to something crazy.
You would
bro.
think it would be like a appearance of a human, but not have actual physical features like they're saying.
Well, hold on. The target is hidden underground, dark, and wet. Were all aspects of the location of the target. Okay, he's getting a visual. This person, right? I don't even know if it's a dude or a chick or what. I don't know.
I thought it was a dude because they said they have used. Didn't they say they have used this guy before? And most of the times he was correct in finding like murderers.
Oh shit! So he
like
was
dead
like
people.
He was like the MVP.
The
of
actual guinea pig, the one that actually
The one
was finding the bodies. They said, I don't know.
The one that was getting all the gold stars and
but
shit.
But the point that I'm trying to make, that the way that these people, the CIA puts it, like this particular technique that they're using is called, what was it again?
Remote viewing.
That particular technique has been used in the past, and they said that people that are experts, that are well trained in this, have actually found the remains of people that have been murdered, and most of the times they say they're correct. So my question,
yeah, they have used it before. Yeah. So
but this guy, they say
there is something to it.
This guy says he's one of the most proficient, like the best one.
Yeah. So he says like the target is hidden somewhere underground, dark, wet, in all aspects of the location of the target. The purpose of the target is to bring a people together. It has something to do with ceremony, memory, homage, the resurrection. There is an aspect of spirituality, information, lessons of historical knowledge far beyond what we know. Okay? The target is protected by entities. So that's, keep that in mind, man.
Can I just add what you just said? A lot of people, and I've known, like I said, there is an episode in the past that we talked about this in detail. I mean, I just remind the
audience,
right now, the listeners,
all 7 of them, yeah,
all 7. Whatever. If one ear is, like it says in the Bible, when there's 2 talking about Jesus, there he is. His presence is there. So, anyways, let me just add this: that the ark containing the golden pot of manna. Remember manna, the bread that he provided for the people in the desert?
That's what they...
Aaron's rod. Remember Aaron's rod? We talked about this. In the tablets of the covenant. That's the commandments.
Yeah.
So it has 3 very important objects in there that are very important, and represents Christianity, it represents Jerusalem, are there. Let me just throw it out there.
Yeah.
So these are very important. Is the manna, Aaron's rod, which is the stick that was the promise that he gave them, that sprouted leaves, and that was a message from God to Aaron saying, you people are going to be okay. And the other one was the tablets, the Lord's commandments, right?
That's what's supposed to
be.
These
are and some people say that even the Grail, the Holy Grail, is in there.
Yeah, that's what they're... Well, I don't know about that. Yeah, they're saying that...
wouldn't it make sense, though? I don't know if I'm
It's maybe it's some weapon or some shit, some ancient weapon, bro. Because like a lot of the shit that's coming out now, bro, kind of shows that there might be some advanced hidden civilization that we just do not know about, that's kept secret, maybe erased from history, God knows what, you know what I mean? But
what do you think about this? What? Let me ask you.
Let me just finish this one paragraph, right? The target is protected by entities. That's what we're going to get into. And can only be opened now by those who are authorized to do so. This container cannot be opened until the time is deemed correct. What the fuck? All right? This is somebody talking about this in 1988, bro. All right? And this is the CIA. This is the CIA, okay? Mind you, right? That's this information's coming from. Once it is time to open the container, the mechanics of the lock system will be found to be fairly simple. Individuals opening the container by prying the striking are destroyed by the container's protectors through the use of a power unknown to us.
You know what you just said, to add what you just said, right?
Yeah.
And you know what I believe is fake? And you know what I believe? It's not in human hands. It will never be opened by human hands, only the chosen ones.
Yeah.
Because the ark was so sacred that touching it meant instant death. And once it was laid to rest in Temple Jerusalem, the holiest chamber, what you just said, only the highest priest was allowed in the presence, and only once a year. So basically, what you just said is it's in the scriptures.
Yeah.
Not a scientist, not on human hands, I believe, would they ever open it, because if you're an unbeliever, you will have instant death. That's how they say it is. Now, when the time comes when Jesus returns, I do believe that it will come up to the presence of people. Now, whoever opens it, I don't know. But just to tell you that, I don't believe that human beings will ever be able to open the ark because it's a holy, that's the word.
Maybe they will, but they don't know how to access or harness the power. And maybe this is something that's been done before, bro, and it fucked everything up. It restarts civilization. You know what I mean? Like,
where does it say that the ark has been opened before? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know, man. That's been in the hands of a lot of people. I know I was looking at the timeline. Yeah. A lot of people had it, bro, at one time, bro. And
a lot of people had it.
A lot of people. It went through a journey and shit.
Did they ever open it? No.
Yeah. Well, how the fuck do they know what's in it then? How do they know that the commandments are in there?
Because we have the scriptures that I just read to you about Aaron and
and his rod and shit. I don't know. I didn't want to question you on anything about that.
See, and this is the way your mind thinks, because you're the one with the dirty mind. I'm not the one with the dirty mind. Right. Rod in the old English means like a staff, like a stick.
I know, man. I'm just joking with you, bro.
But yeah, come on.
But yeah, I know. But the thing is,
that's what it was, and it's in the scriptures. And also says it was the tablets that Moses held on Mount Sinai. Remember?
Yeah.
I think
so. Yeah. I don't know.
There we have it, people. Coming from somebody that's not really a spiritual person, that doesn't believe in Jesus, will only say that. But there's evidence in people. There's evidence in the scriptures. And then as a believer, that if that's what it was. That's what's inside that. That's why it's so holy.
Yeah.
And then for me to believe that the mere human hands are going to be able to open it, I don't buy it. Only God can open that. Only somebody that's chosen can open that. His holy people.
So maybe like, say Israel owns that. They have a hold of it. Because, there is a conspiracy that a lot of the shit that's going on right now over there in the Middle East, bro, is like some holy war kind of shit. Like a lot of people are, I think there's this Candace Owens theory that they're over there trying to destroy.
It's in Jerusalem.
Jerusalem. Well, they're trying to destroy Christian artifacts. Like there's just a lot of shit that's coming out right now, dude. And it makes you think: is this shit like legit, or are they trying to tell us something?
And this is
do you have all this information to be coming out now? We haven't even covered a lot, and we probably won't get to it. But
right now it's the best time to do it.
It's like, dude, like what else? Are they gonna end up finding fucking Atlantis, the city of fucking El Dorado? Narnia, I don't know what the fuck. You name it, bro. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna
see. There we go again. See, a lot of things that people in now society, they like to compare things. But what we know as Christians, we do know is the truth that there is a ark of the covenant. That is true. Yeah. Atlantis, I don't think there's evidence of that. All the other
just wait and see, bro.
Teams,
give it some
but
time.
we do know, like a lot of people didn't know about the Noah's Ark.
Yeah,
you do know. I saw a documentary not too long ago that is that as time goes, the rock keeps weathering out, and you can see the spines of the ship. You know what I'm saying? The sides of it. Go look it up, and you can see it. And and to me, it's like, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to see that it's it has the imprint of the ship.
Yeah.
And it has the side of the ship. And when you see it, that's where the ark is. And that's how you know, because in the scriptures doesn't lie. And that's the proof.
But that's what I'm trying to think, man. Maybe, like how Israel's just calling the shots and everything, telling us to do this, do that, and
are they hiding it from people?
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. Maybe they have knowledge and access to some kind of fucking weaponry that's.
It's not a weapon, dude. You guys now in this world, you guys think it's a weapon or technology. It has nothing.
This fucking remote viewer was saying that it's gonna be open at a specific time for a reason. And if you're familiar with the fucking Indiana Jones movie and shit, when they open it, that shit melt faces, man. You know what I mean?
Again, this is a movie. This is a man-made Hollywood movie. This is not facts. We do know that
there's a reason why it has never been open, I guess, right? You're telling me it hasn't been open.
Never.
So.
I don't think it has.
Well, there's a reason why. Because you don't fuck around with shit.
So where's the grill? It's been open?
The Grail?
Where's the Grail? Where are the tablets? Show me the receipts. Show me the receipts. Where is it?
We have talked about the Grail before, and the Grail might be
Because I know
his
you're in that
bloodline.
camp.
His
You're in
bloodline or
that
some
camp.
shit.
You're in that camp like it's been open plenty of times and passed around like some hussy. That's what you're saying.
What?
No, that's a holy thing, bro.
No,
you cannot.
I didn't say it. You just said that.
No, you said that.
No, you just said that.
No,
right
you
now.
said it's been passed around a few times. That's what you said. It's been open
Oh, the
Can we rewind the tape?
Yeah, no, the Ark of the Covenant has been in the hands of other people before. Like,
Do you know that for a fact? That's
yeah,
a
like
dangerous.
the Knights Templar, the fucking
Speaking of the Knights Templar,
the Israelites, King Solomon.
have they ever found the Holy Grail? There's no pictures.
No, because that's what I was trying to tell you. The Holy Grail might be just a bloodline, his bloodline. What was the Holy Grail? Wasn't it just like a cup that got captured his blood or something like that?
That's when Jesus in the Last Supper told the people about the bread being his blood and the wine.
Yeah, but that could just be like a message, like some kind of hidden thing. Because at the core of it, what is it? Blood, his blood, right?
It's talking in like not literal though.
Yeah, I know
Literal.
that, exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It might be like a fucking some cryptid messaging and shit. Like he's talking about blood. He's talking about his blood. Like it's his lineage. Dude, that I think he went around, bro. I think he had some kids. Maybe I think they talked about Sarah.
See, that's why I'm saying be careful what you say, Danny. And you're looking at us as somebody that is not a Christian.
I bet you there's
but
people
since
today.
I'm a Christian,
I bet you there's people today that's probably related to him, bro. And maybe it's some of these people that are running shit. Who knows?
they're related to Abraham. Remember Abraham? That's the descendant of the God's people, Abraham.
Yeah, bro. You got like the Rothschilds being the descendants of Ra.
I don't know what.
The fucking sun god or some
I'm trying
shit.
to.
I don't know, man.
Your whole focus here is about what you heard in this world, what people are trying to do in this world.
Yeah.
Read the Bible. It tells you in the scriptures.
Yeah, no, I know. And I will, bro. I'll get to it. As long as I haven't. You read the Old
But
Testament?
nah, man, come on, get it right, people. The Ark of the Covenant is not. I don't think it'll probably be found or will become to light at the end of times, which will really close. But as of now,
what people need to do is learn. Maybe look into those files, bro. Learn more about this remote viewing and shit.
but it's very dangerous to say
If this is a technique, the art, right? If you want to learn the art of remote viewing, I think that's something that should be done, bro. Maybe they should teach that shit, some classes or some shit. I think that's important. If you got motherfuckers out there all tapping into some shit like this, bro, who knows what we can find,
even
bro.
the way it sounds. Like to me, it
As a matter of
sounds.
fact, I'm gonna try that tonight when I go to sleep, bro. I'm just
Remote
gonna try
viewing.
to
We banned remote viewing since we were little.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
We sit in front of a electrical item that tells kids bad things. It shows kids bad things. We're brainwashing. What is it? Brainwashing?
Brainwash. Yeah.
Sorry, folks. It's the drink.
Yeah.
But anyways, and now we're talking about what we just talking about remote viewing.
Yeah.
Then come on, we ban human beings washed. We ban domesticated to think a certain way. In these times, what do you think that you cannot walk in a public place right now and not see somebody doing this, Danny? Why? We're remotely being controlled, right?
Yeah, that's true, man. They got us.
They got us.
They got us, bro.
Yeah. So
Well,
when they talk about CIA, talking about that, about psychics, and even that, the word psychics, is to me as a Christian, it just means like it's witchcraft, which is something I'm not in.
It could be, man. It could be some Lucifer.
It is.
Some Luciferian shit,
It is. It's part of the dark magic realm and all of that.
Man, there's a lot of shit. We didn't even get into these 4 sheriff deputies, bro, that from the same Texas department that committed suicide within just a few weeks from each other.
I don't know what that
4 fucking deputies, 4 sheriff deputies.
Does that even
bro.
have to do anything what we were talking
Not
about?
really, but there's
You
just
just
a lot.
throwing stuff.
I'm just throwing shit out there. Bill
Can
Gates.
we
Bill Gates saying AI will replace doctors, teachers within 10 years.
Okay,
bro.
can we close the subject at hand?
There's
Okay,
just
let me ask you
so
this.
much going on, bro.
Let me ask you this.
Fucking Sigma chat leaked.
Let's close the topic at hand.
Yeah.
What do you personally think about
AI pets, bro? Have you heard of AI pets? They're gonna get a dog, bro. That's AI. That's crazy.
Do you believe in it? Well, we just talked about the CIA remote viewing.
Oh yeah,
You believe it?
I do. I believe there's a lot of shit that we just don't know, bro.
Do you believe that they found it?
I feel we're special, and I think things that are been suppressed. I think we're all like some kind of. I hate to use the word like lowercase g, right? Like some godly the beings back then.
Oh, don't say that.
Like some godly I think dude, if you think about this
don't say
back then,
that.
there's always
Do not say
but
that.
if you're just thinking about like Eastern religion,
And that's the downfall of human beings.
Mesopotamian,
That is
Celtic,
the downfall of human beings right there.
There's just so many people labeled as gods, whatever, and all it is.
First of all, there's only one God.
Well, okay, yes, but I'm just saying there is these beings before, these advanced beings that were just showing people what's up, and they were labeled as gods. People worship them, bro. It's like some cargo cult shit. We've seen it today how it's done.
Is there a book specifically written about all these gods that you're talking about, and they praise him as a savior, as a person that healed, as a person that healed the sick?
Well, no, there's many. Like, I guess you want to call it books, bro.
You're talking about all these gods. Tell me which one is the holy one.
Oh shit, dude! You're talking about some heretic shit, bro.
No, you're talking about
that movie,
all
The
these
Heretic?
pagan gods. You're talking about the paganism.
Yeah, maybe I guess, but they do. At one time, that's all there was. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
God
but
of the sun, God of the moon, God of the water.
We gotta be careful when we say we're God-like.
Yeah,
because there's
I know.
only one God.
No, well,
It's very dangerous to say those
God
remarks.
of gods, right? Praise Odin. Hey, look at that. Egyptian gods. You got the Mayan gods. You got
know that, Danny.
Indian, Hindu gods. You got the Aztec gods. You got Japanese gods. You got the Inuit.
But did any of these
gods,
people died for you?
Finnish gods? I don't know. There's stories. Mesopotamian gods, Slavic, Russian gods.
You know why?
Aboriginals, Native American gods, Hawaiian gods. Dude, there's just so many Celtic gods, Persian gods, Chinese gods.
You know what that
African
leads
gods.
to? Confusion, right? All of this is confusion.
Confucius. Yeah?
Confusion.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's well, that's what I'm just saying, bro. Who knows? Maybe that's what I'm saying. We need to all do some remote viewing
The
and
way I
see
see it,
what
you know
the
what?
fuck is out there, man.
Let me just say
get to
this.
work.
Let me just say it like this. We're gonna cut the subject of the arc right now.
Yeah. No, we're
Do-
gonna end
do-
the podcast.
Do
with
I
this.
believe it? No.
No. Okay.
Do I think that it will ever be found and it will become to light? Yes. But do I believe that the people, the chosen ones in Jerusalem, Israel, these are the people, the Jews, right? These are the people.
Yeah.
Where you
I don't know. I don't know where you're going with this. I know what they say. I know what they call themselves and what they. Yeah. Okay. And then.
It makes sense. It's in the territory.
Yeah.
They're the chosen ones from Abraham that God gave them the promise.
Yeah.
These are the people that in the ends of time,
Yeah.
if it is gonna ever come to light, these are the people that are gonna have it. It's not gonna be a number 32 smoking on some weed talking about I saw this, I saw that, I saw water in a laboratory. It's not gonna be a person like that because nobody can open that. Only the chosen ones. The way I'm looking at it as a believer,
Yeah.
a believer in Christianity.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be the CIA. If they would have done it, you would have done it. You would have opened it, right? If they had it, right?
Someone has it. That's what I'm saying. Someone
the
has
chosen
it.
people of God in
Oh
Jerusalem.
no, man, that sounds so scary right there. We all are chosen people. if you
No,
think
you're
about
not. You're getting it
it.
twisted.
I'm chosen.
How you been baptized in the blood of the Lord?
I'm fucking Neo, bro.
But yeah, I don't believe it, Danny.
yeah.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, no. Who knows, man? What these are some crazy shit, man. Who knows what they were doing back then, bro?
And it defies.
It's
that
all
thing.
coming out now, and you
Like-
even question that. Why is this shit being shared now?
all of a sudden since 1988, since they did the first viewing, right?
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, in the year 2000, they said they found the document, unclassified. Now all of a sudden they say that they found it.
Could be smoke screens. I'm telling you. There's a lot of shit going on, bro.
And why? What is their purpose?
Who knows? Who knows, man? There's just a lot of dark shit.
And I'll tell you
That's
this:
probably
we
not been-
always ended in this thing. Like I always end every podcast with that has to do with religion. In the end of times,
That's
you
why
know,
I got you to do this episode.
in the end of times, you know that Jesus is very close to come back. when the good things are flipped and looked at as bad things, that is when you know that Jesus is very close to coming.
When there's like the upside down world, some Stranger Things shit.
Like the good things, for example, back in the days, they used to speak about the Lord in schools. They used to pray in the children.
Yeah.
Now all of this is banned from schools. There's no Bibles in schools.
Yeah.
Nobody teaches that in school. When the good things are flipped and are looked at as bad things, and the bad things are looked at as good things, with the movement of people trying to, I'm not condemning nobody. I'm not no Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But if you're a boy, it's okay to be a girl. It's okay to dress like a girl. If you're a girl that wants to be macho, it's okay to be that. When it's flipped like good things that God created and looked at as bad things, that's how you know this world is spiraling towards the drain. And that, Denny, is the things that we see right now. Everything that used to be staples, Denny, as being a good person, reading the Bible, keeping the Bible in our schools, when it's looked at as being something that is looked at as being shameful,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
That lets you know that it's time.
You really don't even know who to turn to, bro. It's like how the mighty have fallen.
You know what I see is idolism everywhere. And it was back in the days, just like in Noah's time.
Yeah.
Then Jesus said, with his wrath, he said, that is enough. I've had it. This time, this climate is the same way it was back then. Same thing.
Yeah, history's repeating itself.
Yeah,
bro.
it does repeat itself.
And some things are just not even told. Like, we're not told. And like, we're probably definitely things are being repeated and shit. We just don't know it, you know? But yeah, man, I don't know. It's just
nothing is new under the sun. That's one of my favorite sayings. There's nothing new under the sun, because everything that a human, Danny, I believe, experienced, it has already been felt. That emotion has been felt. And in a way, there's nothing new. Because I think in this world, Jesus created it perfect. And we destroyed it. It's a fallen kingdom. So it's good days that this world has seen his perfect days.
Yeah.
This is a junkyard compared to what we used to have in the Garden of Eden.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, we need to get back. We need to get back to...
Don't you know that we used to live 900 years back then?
Yeah.
Now we don't make it to 70.
People say that the real life expectancy of the lifespan of a human
70.
is 120 years.
If lucky at that.
If we're lucky. Yeah.
And now they got this, I heard this thing, now they got this technology that they can modify your immune system, everything in you, nervous system, whatever, and you can live up to maybe even 130, and they're getting closer. But you know what? Is that you still have to like go for surgeries. Let's say you make it to 120 years, but your brain feels good and it's scary, but you'll feel like, oh, I can't move this. And then you will go into a facility and they'll do a dissection of that nerve. Do you feel better? Yes.
Stem cells, bro.
Yeah, and then that's scary because your mind...
Nanotech.
You know what? Your mind will be all right, but your body will be like a robot. It will be like cybernetic stuff. Think about it like there's this old movie, Danny. I don't know if you've seen it. And it's a scary movie. Have you seen it? And it shows the symbol of the beast, the devil, and it shows this robot. It's a black and white movie, and it shows this robot.
Metropolis or something?
Metropolis.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that right there is what's going on right now.
I think let's just wrap it up with this, bro. When we talk about this.
That's
scary. You think of AI, and AI, if it just keeps going, even beyond human influence or whatever, and us here to like do any improvements or anything, it just kind of does it on its own from that point on. It can travel the stars because we can't. Right? It doesn't even probably need it. It could be like Iron Man and just go on and become
There has to be a drive.
It's like, but no, but
there has to be a human drive to it.
But but no, it doesn't, because it can go on forever. It could be like
nothing can go on forever.
Dude,
nothing lasts forever.
We can't comprehend it, bro. We can't comprehend AI, the powers
forever.
of AI, and what it can be capable of, right?
So how can you? You just said it.
Like if you ask,
you don't know if it can last forever. So don't assume
the reason what I'm saying, the reason what I'm trying to get at, it's gonna become like a god in an essence, and it's gonna become AI is gonna, like, who knows if AI didn't start all of this and is recreating itself and putting itself in this, because it's on the rise.
And you're thinking it's like a machine, and we're just here following through waves, and then it resets every 2,000 years, 4,000 years, resets, destroys the ecosystems, the earth, and it resets.
It's the only thing that's gonna be remaining, like, here when we're gone, bro. I was talking about AI pets, right? About a dog. The thing, bro, like I had my dog, and it passed away recently. Really sad about it. But if you get these AI pets,
you want to get an AI Bella,
dude. It's gonna live forever, bro.
You're gonna get an AI Bella.
Well, that's what I'm just trying to say. That's like, what's dog spelled backwards?
God. But what does that have to do with anything?
Well, I'm just trying to say, bro.
But see, that's your mind trying to make a joke. That's your mind trying to make a joke.
I'm just trying to say, bro, like,
I know how you think. I know how you think.
AI is just gonna take over, bro. It is taking over.
Why does that even matter?
Dude, like, did you
hear?
What
is dog?
Did you hear? Did you hear?
What is dog smell?
I don't know if I'm trying to get with. But AI, dude. AI. Did you hear about the inmates?
I think this podcast is run its time.
Yeah, no. Did you hear about inmates, bro? In the future, that they're gonna serve their years in minutes. They're gonna put like some like Clockwork Orange shit on, bro.
If you do the crime, people, you need to do the time.
AI, bro. I'm telling you.
AI ain't gonna do nothing for you.
Yeah, man. Get out of the matrix.
I bet you.
Yeah, let's just wrap it up, man. We're just going everywhere.
AI, when you talk about AI, dude, it's something that it's already. Again, history repeats itself. Tower of Babel. They thought they were the best. They had the best people. They had the best technology. The writers, the scriptures. There's a reason why that collapsed. The Tower of Babel, and it's in the scriptures, because it says that when you're trying to play God and you think that you have more wisdom than God, that's when you implode. That's where you destroy yourself, because there's only one true God. It's not you. It's not any idol of this world. It's only one that is holy, and that's how we keep it. We don't.
And with AI, you
divert from that.
But that punishment, right? You want to call it, with the story of Babel.
Why were they seeking knowledge?
But that's what I'm saying.
They were seeking knowledge.
But now with AI,
same thing.
We don't. That is Babel. Like, we can communicate now. Like, we came back. Like, the Tower of Babel, the whole story is like to like make everybody confused and to like keep everybody not communicating and shit anymore.
No, it was a source of knowledge.
But I'm just trying to say that the whole story about that, why there's so many different languages and shit now. With AI, it's bringing everybody back. We are communicating now, like never before.
Learn from your mistakes and lesson learned, you would think, right?
Well, I'm just saying, man, like,
Lord, this one right here don't get it. Like, we
know,
learn from the past mistakes. People, can we learn from past mistakes, people?
Well, yeah. Let's learn to let things go.
The hell was that?
Nothing, was just going through with the chair. And then?
Okay, I thought somebody let one out. Maybe there's the bad spirits in here or shit.
But yeah,
people.
Like, yeah, I know. That's why religion is so scary and dangerous right now, bro. It really is.
It's because of somebody that doesn't understand it, or somebody that's, let's say, it does not.
It's just, yeah.
The views are different. The views are different.
Yeah. No, yeah.
You know, and let me say that, like, I was saying.
The views are different. There's a lot of crazy shit going on, bro. I don't know. I don't really necessarily agree with a lot of it, man. And even now, too, with our own government, our own country, people are waking up, man. They're noticing. What do you think?
Yeah. What can I say? Yeah, may God be with us. Whoever, like I said, the true Christians are the believers. Like I said, may God gives us the strength to keep going in this fallen world. Give us the strength every day, and that's all we can fall upon is your word and your guidance to live in this broken kingdom that we live in, because this is trash, rubbish, what we have to go through, what we see in social media, what people don't really see, that every day that is trash. Everything, when it does matter, the things that do matter is just, it's very simple things.
Yeah.
Like your family and stuff, right?
It's key, man. It's everything.
And when
loved ones.
And when your loved ones have the blessing of the God, Jesus, that's even better. And that's something that it's a good thing to have a Bible in your home to protect from the evil spirits, from anything in this world. Because right now, with young people, what they're going through their mind, all these demons and all this stuff that they worship, that is the true battle right now. Forget all about this, what we've been talking about. That is the true issue right now.
Yeah. Yep. Christ is King, and this part of the episode is over. Okay. Up next, we have Mike Poblano back on the podcast. What's good?
Hey.
Okay.
So, the pyramids, right?
Yeah.
So, like with the pyramids, Christopher Dunn had, I guess, had theorized that on one they would throw something anhydrous and another chemical down the shafts or in the shafts of like the queen's chamber. Right? And he was saying, okay, well, there's hardcore because there was hardcore salt deposits inside the shafts.
Yeah.
So usually, like, if you ever work the plants or like fertilizers or whatever, if you have the stuff, you have salts. They're salts basically, because when all the water evaporates from them, you're left with the salts. Okay. So he was saying and theorized that they poured one in one and they poured one in another. And when it met in the middle, it created hydrogen. Like, so you'd have hydrogen, which is the first atom. And this is going to get a little schizo posting, style. But check this out. So the way I think about it, and I think I've tried to explain this to you, that the hydrogen is one. It's one electron. It's, you know what I mean? It has one electron on it. And then you get another electron on it. Then you have like the second element. You know what I mean? And then third element. That's how, at least I remember in chemistry.
Yeah.
I could be wrong because I'm not an expert or anything like that, so I would double check it. But this is the way that I've been thinking about it. So I think that it's like the primary one. It's the easiest one to control, less variables. It's one electron, right? And so what I think happens is that it makes all the hydrogen there. And hydrogen is actually one of the most flammable gases too. Like, if you make your own hydrogen, like people want to make cars that run on hydrogen, but the danger with it is that they don't do the calculations correctly, and the hydrogen just like explodes, or like if there's any kind of spark or anything like that, if there's open spark from like a spark gap or whatever. Yeah. So he was saying they make that the hydrogen, since it's gas, it rises, so it goes up the well shaft, or is it the well shaft? No, the well shaft was for like the harmonics of water or something like that. So sound, because sound ends up traveling like 5 times faster in hydrogen. Okay. So it kind of like speeds it up. So I'm guessing they use that for some kind of resonation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they were prophesizing that not prophesizing, but he was theorizing that it went up the Grand Gallery, and the Grand Gallery has like a structure. It's like, if you go, it's the one that ascending passage that goes up, like in the Great Pyramid. Yeah, it has like steps, and then on the side it looks like it's tiered. So you have the part that's outside, and it gets closer as it comes to the top. And that was supposed to be like a resonation chamber as well. Like it makes it resonant, but then it goes through this place that it connects the the Great Pyramid, it connects the King's Chamber to that ascending gallery, right?
Yeah.
So there's 3 blocks that are there. There's 3 blocks, and they're like, oh, it's like security thing that if they get through one block, they'll have to get through another, and they'll have to get there. There's no way you could generate enough force to swing anything, especially back then.
Yeah.
To like do that, so they had to serve a purpose. And if you're familiar with making music or any of that, anything like that, you have what's called a filter, and the filters, if you can imagine it, is like little knobs, and you like, not knobs, but little sliders. Mm-hmm. Imagine 3 sliders. Now, if they're wanting one certain sound to go in to the King's Chamber from that resonating Grand Gallery,
yeah,
they're going to filter like a particular sound out, or particular sounds, like impurities of sound.
Yeah,
basically, distilling the sound, I guess, if you want to call it that, and then so that one particular pitch goes into the Great Pyramid. And I forgot if it's tuned to A sharp or F sharp, or one of those two. I think it's A sharp, and it's supposed to resonate the room, I'm assuming. But here's where it gets really, 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 really interesting, is that there's never been a body found in the Great Pyramid at all.
None.
But yeah, beyond that, there's like 2 blocks like that, and then a block on top of it, and then 2 blocks on that, another block on top of it, 2 blocks on that, and another block on top of it, and it goes that way for like 5 blocks.
Yeah,
and then it goes to the spot where it's like that, and that's right above the King's Chamber. Now, in the inside of those blocks, so you have the blocks up like this, and then the one block blocks up like that, another block like on top of it. On the top of those blocks that are horizontal, they chiseled away like a bunch of the block, just chiseled away with it. Done. It's like just like that. And what they're theorizing is that they're tuning those blocks.
Yeah.
So that the blocks had a certain resonance. So they rang a certain way. It's just like, get the block. All right. Now chop it. Okay. Like steel drums, like the Caribbean drums, like do 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 do.
Yeah.
Like what was the 50 Cent song?
Get
like
rich,
the pimp. Well, no, the pimp one where like, I don't know what you heard about me.
A PIMP. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So check it out. Like, I think it's kind of like that, like divots in it. You know what I mean? To make certain sounds or whatever. And I think it went 5 high because you have like a 5th octaves. You know what I mean? Like, like 5th octaves in a guitar. If you hit the 5th fret, like, you know what I mean? It's like an octave up. So there's probably 5 to make it like, like, you know what I mean? Ring and resonance to make it resonate even more.
So it's like like an instrument, like a communication key or something like that.
Well, here's the other thing too. Like the outside of the pyramid is coated in limestone, but the inside of the pyramid is granite. Yeah. Now, granite will have what's it called? I've seen this video of a guy take an ankh, like not an ankh. Yes, no, jed pillar, like this thing. Oh, where is it? I can't see my. Jesus Christ! Like this thing right there.
Okay, I see it.
You seen those?
Yeah.
Okay, so he takes it and he puts this part right here on this little thing. It looks like a little box. Now, what the box does, it emits an electromagnetic frequency, right? Now, that electromagnetic frequency gets converted by the granite into, I guess, high-frequency field. So, like a high-frequency field will surround the granite. Now, he puts, I think it's basalt. I can't remember which one it is, if it's basalt or granite, but there's basalt in the Great Pyramid too.
Yeah.
So I can't. It's a lot of information, like, you know. But one of them does one of the things. Like one, he puts the these things, the things that are running sideways, those little plates.
Yeah.
He puts it in between them at certain levels, and he puts like another one of the straight ones, and then another one, like that. And what ends up happening from that that thing that's generating that electromagnetic field, that little box,
is
it carries current up the I guess the round cylindrical part of the jet pillar. So like the round cylindrical part, and those places in between, it's almost like there's capacitance. So it's almost like there's a plate, and then the voltage gets higher, and there's a plate, and the voltage gets higher, and there's a plate, and at the top of it, he gets it's like a little piece of a little needle, or like, you know, piece of metal, whatever, wire, and he goes and he touches the top of the pillar, and it's like high frequency, like fucking, like you can see it's high frequency, like electricity, I guess you want to call it that, or plasma. It's extremely high frequency.
Maybe
like,
it's like a communication device, like the whole pyramid, to communicate with something elsewhere. Maybe from our planet or some shit.
Here's where it gets trippy, right? So I was watching Timcast IRL,
yeah,
or maybe it was like Timcast Live or one of them. You know, Ian Crossland, the guy with the glasses and like the hair. It's like he's got like curly. He kind of looks like Blake from Workaholics.
Okay, I don't know. I know who you're talking about, Workaholics, but I don't know. Yeah,
I think it's Ian Crossland. I'm not sure, but they were talking about how in the Egyptian, I guess, theology or whatever, that the souls are in the underground. It's the underworld. You know what I mean? The world under. So because they were looking at all this new stuff with the pyramids and those things that could be, pillars going all the way down, right?
Yeah. With the coils around it, or
with
something?
the coils, yeah. And what he's thinking is, because there's boxes there too.
Yeah.
Now those boxes could have, because I've seen boxes before, but they were in the shape of turtles that were like buried, and they had all this like silica gel in it or whatever. Like it was really, really weird. But I believe silica has piezoelectric properties, but piezoelectricity is when you can get a quartz and you put pressure on it, like you hit it, and it'll let out a spark, like a quartz lighter, right? And the pyramid has a bunch of piezoelectric, and quartz with like a lot of the granite, and stuff too. So the pressure, imagine like the pressure of it, that something that big vibrating, it's going to create a field. Yeah. So what they're thinking, well, not what they're thinking, but he said that if it's like the underworld, where the souls go, maybe what it is those things are giant coils to like catch the souls of the underworld and then turn it into like electricity, or go with the telluric current. Because he was like saying, you go to the underworld. The underworld would of course be under, right? Yeah. Like they thought of the world as, the thing going over the top, and they'd have like the sun gods and stuff like that. So it was like a celestial sphere kind of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Almost like flat Earth style or something like that. Yeah. But that's where you would go. So think about it. If they have something down there, like two boxes, they could be having one box as generating an anode and a cathode. So you have 4 and then 4. Like 4 pillars, and then another 4 pillars that are going about half a mile, or like a little bit less than half a mile into the earth.
Yeah, deep.
And so it could possibly be that whatever those things are was possibly able to make maybe like some sort of fuel out of the water or use the water, like, cause they're supposed to be boxes, but the boxes, I don't know if they're open, they could have put chemicals in it to make the two react together, or they could just put like a water mill or something like that under that, so that, you know, when the water was going through there or wherever they hit was the water, it you know, maybe spun a turbine and spun something, and then the coils were there because the I guess the cylinders, the columns, or whatever you want to call them, they're kind of hollow.
Okay.
That's another thing that was like, well, why would they make them hollow? Like, are those wells, or maybe there was some in there? And the way like it works is if you have a rod that's throwing out electromagnetism or whatever you want to call it, like the field, whatever those things that are spirals, if they're the right material, like copper, which I don't know because I think they'd be like rusted or some shit, but I've seen, you know, who knows, they maybe fucking had a metal that was like a superconductor or something like that. But the coils, they go around, right? They wrap around this thing, and it's a spiral thing that they wrap around. So, but supposedly they connect to the structure at the top, and then there's a thing that looks like a tuning fork, and another thing that looks like a tuning fork, like next to it.
Yeah.
And what I'm thinking is, like, with the tuning fork, if you hit one tuning fork and you get another tuning fork that's the exact same, they'll resonate. It'll communicate with it essentially. It'll tell it to ring, and then this one will start ringing in sync with that one. But like with this thing, it's like, well, what if they're using AC, not DC like we use. They're using AC, but the way they do it is that they tune the frequency so that the capacitor is the actual tuning fork or something like that. But it only lets one certain frequency through. You know what I mean? All the other stuff would get discharged or whatever.
Yeah.
Like a pure frequency. It's like a filter.
Yeah.
For frequency. And that goes to this box. And the box could possibly be like a battery. Like if you've seen any of those underground like places where they go venture underground, there's like black liquid leaking from, they think it's like black tar, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
It could have been chemicals that were left over that they made because they had alchemy. I mean, the place used to be called Kemet. That's literally where alchemy comes from.
Yeah.
And chemistry. You know what I mean? So like,
maybe they were trying to communicate with God, because I think God is a frequency. I think they said. No,
I think they're trying to get back somewhere. They don't. It was a way to stop the souls from being reborn into the earth, so that it gets, you know, in the underworld.
It's like harnessing. It's like some Ghostbusters shit.
Well, yeah, but let me finish with the thing.
Yeah, go.
You have that box. It probably is for battery, probably whatever.
Yeah.
But the thing that's peculiar about this is that you have 5 of the same things that you have in the king's chamber. So remember I told you it was like 2 columns and then the block, then another 2 columns on top of it, then the block on top of it, then 2 columns in the block, and it keeps on going up.
Yeah.
You have 5 of those inside the other pyramid. You have 2, you have 2, and then you have another 2, and then you have 1 in the middle. So that's like, okay, well, I wonder if, you know, they're tuned to the same frequency as these things. Because then that's another thing of like energy transference, and maybe it would, you know, produce a field or something like that, and that would affect the other pyramid. I think the whole thing worked like a machine to be able to either take people where they were supposed to go, or to the place they needed to be in the underworld. You know, they probably took them in, put them inside the box or coffer or whatever it's called. Like after they passed, like within 3 days, they rose again. You know, like, or something like that. Or they were able to harness the frequency so that they could communicate in this dimension.
Yeah.
Instead of just dying and going back to the dark abyss of the underworld, nothing, and then being reborn. I think that would be hell. Yeah. Just like a nonstop Groundhog Day of stuff like that. But yeah, man, like
The Maya,
I'm telling you,
the Maya share the kind of same belief too about the underworld or some kind of similar to the Egyptians. Like,
supposedly the Egyptians went over there.
Yeah,
the Egyptians were.
Yeah. There's a lot of connections, like a lot of similarities and stuff like that, and just the fact that we have pyramids all over the place, man. Like, it kind of makes sense. Like it was used as some kind of machine or some shit. Yeah, I think you cracked it. You cracked the code, Mike.
Well, like the trippy thing about, I don't even know what. I'm not even getting any. Oh, now I can. The whole time we were talking, I couldn't even hear myself. I just realized that right now. I was like, oh, and I didn't push it in that one. Now I can hear myself perfectly fine. Damn.
I got it recorded.
That sounds a lot. That's a lot crisper than last time for sure. Well, supposedly, the Egyptians came over. You know those like a lot of the rock petroglyphs, kind of stuff where it has like those big things and like they're wearing like necklace stuff and stuff like that. They're really big, like the giant gods or whatever. Supposedly, those are the Egyptians because when they were here, I forgot which Native American tribe it is, but one of them, I think, Cherokee. Something I forgot which one it was, but their language, like really, it sounds almost like Hebrew. Okay. Even the way they write the letters are like extremely similar. And I mean, you have the same structures like pyramids and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
But not only that, if you look at like pre-Columbian artifacts, a lot of them tend to incorporate a lot of stuff that looks Egyptian. Like also, certain hairstyles.
Yeah, also India too. There's like a lot of similarities and then India has like pyramids, I think too, if I'm mistaken.
They have, and here's the thing with the Antiquitech stuff or electro, like I've seen these things called Shiva lingams.
Yeah,
it's like a little thing that's like a cylinder shaped like a lipstick kind of thing, but like a full on like a cone head.
Yeah,
kind of like thing. It's like a cone. And then it's in this thing that looks kind of like an oil lamp or whatever. And I've seen pictures of some that have, was it either 5 or 4 steel rods that are on the other end of it, going about maybe 3 or 4 feet into the ground. So that's another thing there's these things called telluric currents. There's currents that are essentially electrons traveling with water. Okay. They follow like the flow of water. Water flows, follows the flow of it. That's the other concept with electroculture too. But if you look at a lot of those petroglyph drawings, it has those big dudes or whatever they are, the gods, big gods or whatever, and they're straight up almost like telling. It's almost like they're showing them different waves. You have like some that are like regular sine waves and like sawtooth waves and stuff like that on the ground. I think they were showing them vibrations or some kind of alternating current sound or something to be able to grow stuff.
Yeah,
like faster because they taught them I think these things come out. I think they hide like probably underground or something.
Yeah,
and they probably come out after cataclysms and restart everybody. And then the people they restart end up getting taken over by the people that they don't want to help or something like that, possibly. And it could be every race, you know what I mean? Like, every race. But I will say this: the race that knows the most about the past is probably going to be the race that dictates the future. Whatever one that is. I've heard stories of black UFOs. Like black aliens that were just like regular like human beings, but just really big.
Yeah,
UFOs from Russian people.
Oh yeah. I heard about that too.
So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, well, like you have mantis style, and then the ant people. Did they call them? Yeah, did they call them the ant people because they genuinely looked like ants, or did they call them the ant people because they lived underground and came up to the surface?
And
you know what I mean?
Dig tunnels and all that shit. Well, we know that there's stuff like that out there. What's that one place?
Turkey.
Turkey. Yeah,
It's in Turkey.
Yeah.
During Kuyu.
Yeah. There you go. So if they could do shit like that, bro, and why are they doing stuff like that? They're obviously trying to get away from something that's happening on the surface. So.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it's a solar thing.
Because
like,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think the sun goes into cycles. And I think at some points it just like gets super extremely hot on the surface.
Yeah. And
you can't do anything. Like a lot of these, there's this one painting I saw. I don't know if it was from like French colonization or British colonization.
Yeah.
But they like the people that were there, the whoever colonized or whatever, they were in they went the underground, like those underground cities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Messes. Let me change the lighting real quick.
I did bring it up a little bit about the pyramids, but I didn't talk in depth like you did about it. And what you said makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they were supposed to be called resurrection machines.
Yeah. I did like a Lazarus pit or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like it probably guided the soul into somebody else. Like, I don't know, maybe it was a chick. Maybe, the people maybe the pyramid was just a way to keep it from going to the underground. So it just kind of haunts in the pyramids and just chills there in a certain dimension. Yeah. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ.
Maybe those things that are underneath, those pillars going down to those structures, maybe those structures are what they considered the tombs of the kings and stuff, and they were trying to resurrect them. Like they would place them, because like what are those coils? It's either they're coils or they're like stairwells or something like that.
No, yeah. Or coils that were stairwells.
Yeah.
Like what it is that when you put like a charge through a piece of metal, and you have that coil wrapped around it, that's going to essentially, I guess, get the free electrons, and the free electrons are going to flow into that the wire.
Yeah.
So if the free electrons are souls, because souls are energy, you have to think about it. Electricity is not really electricity. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Electricity is just a state of an electromagnetic wave or electromagnetic field.
Yeah.
It's either, you get electric or you get magnetism out of it. If you put electricity through a coil, you get magnetism in it. If you put electricity through like a piece of metal and you put it inside the coil, that field will produce electricity rather than magnetism.
Yeah.
So it's like water and steam. It's just two forms of the same thing. But supposedly, like maybe it catches it. Like it catches it in there. Mm-hmm. Like who knows? Maybe those two boxes were bodies. Like that's where they go. Maybe they were like an Osiris or something like that. They put it in. It catches the souls or whatever, and then it throws it to the king's chamber, and then it gets thrown into them there.
Yeah,
maybe.
I know they're saying that they just recently discovered this, but to me, I don't believe it, bro. It kind of reminds me of what that guy, what's his name? The Area 51 guy, Bob Lazar.
Bob
Lazar mentioned in a podcast that they actually found things like crafts or devices or things. Just I don't know. He didn't really specify what they found, but they found things, and it makes me think like stuff like this they knew already, bro. It's just they're just putting it out there now because maybe there's shit going on in the world they want to like try to cover up.
I think the way it is that everything's collapsing. Like Hollywood's collapsing, and Hollywood is one of the main. It's the easiest way to keep us, complacent. Yeah. It's like. Oh man, I love all the Fast and Furious movies, man. I love I love stories. I love this. So everyone has their own thing, so everyone becomes complacent. And the people that don't go watch movies, it's like sports. But as far as the movies, that was the giant propaganda machine. That's what Hollywood was. A giant propaganda machine. Exactly. The music industry is a giant propaganda machine too. Yeah. But they're using it's like it's less covert. You know what I mean? Like the way that I see it is it's a destruction of the current paradigm of control but not to destroy it and make something better. All they're doing, it's a wealth transfer to the new generation. They're making the new rulers. They're making the new CEOs or this next generation that are going to be ruling for the next 50 years or 25 years or however long they do it for. Or maybe it's going to be generational. So it's going to be 250 years.
Damn, bro.
You know?
These are like the new gods, bro. They're coming in. They're ushering in and shit. Yeah. Damn.
Well, that's what people. And the other thing too is, did you notice how, like, they made it to where? Do you remember like movie stars and like oh dude, I saw a movie star in the wild. You know what I mean? It was like a big thing. Like and now it's just normal. I mean, Shia LaBeouf goes to El Paso.
Yeah.
It's the second time, or maybe it was some other guy, but I'm pretty sure he's been there twice.
Shout out.
And then this, you know, like it's like back in the day, it was just like whatever. But like now, it's almost like they're regular people.
Yeah,
you know, it's attainable, and fame is attainable. It's attainable like that, and infamy is attainable like that as well.
Yeah,
you know, it's so quick, and I think that's the thing is people see. I remember back in the day, it was like, oh man, I want people to, if only 10 of the right people can see this band. And right now you have YouTube, so if your music is actually that good and you make a cool video like to go with it, dude, there's nothing stopping you.
Yeah, game over.
You know, yeah, the whole thing that made we're getting undone is essentially how it is. Like we're getting undone. It's going to be a new paradigm. The old, nobody watches cable anymore. That was the big thing. They need a new alternative to credit cards because everybody's debit and credit card are getting stolen.
Yeah.
So, that's probably the mark of the beast coming up. I know we probably have World War III coming up. So, there's that.
Yeah,
and if we get averted from World War III by something, well, then that person's probably the Antichrist. So it's going to be a fun year, at least a fun, a fun propaganda year or something like that. There's so much stuff going on right now, dude. Everything's going to change.
Damn,
everything's changing.
It's like out with the old and in with the new. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it blew my mind. It's crazy.